Happening now, Amazon AMA from east to west. We are live, Brett. Welcome.
Welcome.
We currently have 27, 150 people here. That's crazy how quickly that jumped up. I was not expecting it to be that wild, but we are here to talk about Amazon. And I feel like, by the way, my name is Michael Marr. I own the agency Cartology. We help brands win on Amazon. Brett, why don't you introduce yourself?
Brett, do a bunch of different stuff. I'm the Amazon cowboy.
What's your current business you want to promote? You tell me.
Just find me on LinkedIn.
Find me on LinkedIn. That's a great business name. So we are on the week eve of Circle Week. I'm just kidding.
Ooh.
Prime Day.
Martha Stewart is guest speaking at Amazon Accelerate. I hope Snoop Dogg makes an appearance.
Oh man, if Snoop Dogg makes an appearance, my wife would be so jealous. That's like the one rapper that she doesn't really listen to that, but she knows Snoop. His voice is very, very distinct too. So yeah. Speaking of Snoop, hold on. I got some Snoop Post-its. Well, a notepad that my wife got me that says faux scribbles. So that's fun. I like to write notes on that sometimes.
Hello?
Yeah, can you hear me? I can see you're blurry, but we're still here. Looks like your connection might be a little poopy. But anyway, let's talk about Prime Day. Can you hear me? Tell me if you can hear me. I can hear you.
Okay, I think we're back.
Me? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know
your
what happened.
Connection, I think, just cut out a little bit. You're a little delayed, but I can see you.
Kids are home from school and they're all playing video games with neighbor friends right now, so that might be why.
Yeah. You should tell them to cut that out and quit being kids.
Yeah. Gosh, quit being kids.
Tell me what are your thoughts on Prime Day, man?
I'm just excited that Martha Stewart's going to be speaking at.
That's not Prime Day.
Didn't she do time for like tax evasion or something?
She did. I don't know if it was tax evasion. I think it was insider trading.
That's awesome.
And she's back on top, man. So
she's back on top.
You just serve. I mean, she legit served time too.
Yeah,
so.
That's so cool.
Yeah,
she's got
that street life.
I hope she takes questions from the audience and someone asks her how it was inside the slam.
I feel like that's been so many years past and she's done so much that I doubt people would. But I also she seems very open. Like I feel like if you asked her a question, she'd probably just laugh about it. You know what I mean?
And also for all the thousands of people watching this right now, the Accelerate conference is $100 off until the 14th of July.
Yep. So it is $4.99 instead of $5.99.
Yeah. I got to make sure I get that going before July 4th.
Yeah. So
July 14th.
We got the new ticker down at the bottom, just showcasing the news that we've got going on. I think we talked about this I feel like it was the last time we did this. We felt like Amazon was intentionally keeping this quiet because they didn't want other people to catch on. And if you notice, I think Walmart's deal days are happening. I don't know what they call them, but deal days are happening later this week. Circle for Target is doing Circle Week and very smartly used Kristen Wiig's Target lady. Oh boy, I love Target. I don't know if you've ever seen that on SNL. That was a bad impersonation, but
that's pretty good.
Yeah, they've gone crazy with that, and it's hilarious and it's great. So they've created good excitement, but they have already had those planned. I believe those had probably been out before Amazon announced.
Yeah, Prime Day.
They literally waited. I feel like to the last minute.
We were absolutely correct that they were waiting so long because of Target and Walmart.
No, I thought they were going to do Prime Week. They did not do Prime Week.
Is there confetti that you can do over the screen right now? Because man, that's Couple things.
I can do it over my screen.
Boom.
Woo! We win.
How'd you do that?
It's a Mac operating system thing.
Oh, I have a Mac. How do I make confetti?
You got to get the new operating system, boy.
Oh, wow. Yeah, Walmart's July deal event is happening. Okay. Today's the last day. It happened from 7/8 to 7/11.
Okay.
If you like Slurpees, go to 7-Eleven store and get a Slurpee as well today.
I always used to go get strawberry shortcake bars when I lived in Oklahoma.
Oh, man, strawberry shortcake bars are so good.
I'd walk down the street, and it was like, probably a quarter of a mile away when kids used to walk anywhere, and we would go to 7-Eleven and get some stuff. Back in the day. Oh boy, Sugar Week's coming.
Yeah, two things about that. Brandon, his name, I don't know his last name, at VitaCup, posted something on LinkedIn about
target
pricing affecting, basically suppressing all the deals that are going to happen for Prime Day. And I guess there was an update today. I'm in a group with him on Slack, and there's an update today that the discounted price goes in after adding the cart, but it still shows on Google. So that's what Amazon goes off of. So there's still that. And I think
discount price on Target or discount price on Amazon?
Discount price on Target. Okay. So once it goes into the cart, it's kind of the workaround for crawling and other marketplaces to see the pricing.
But that changed, I think, right? Because now they're showing it as a /through price on the actual page. That's what I think is causing the disruption. That's what I saw someone else post about.
He said there's an update. They will hide the price behind the cart if you want.
So it's not standard, but you have to request. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
sounds like there's an option.
From a retailer perspective, they have every right to do whatever they want. It doesn't mean it's fun or it's fair, but from a Target perspective, they own the inventory. Even if I think you're a third party, you're still using their site, so it's their site. I think the same thing with Amazon. I do think it's sometimes anti-competitive. Like when they put people on, when they remove the buy box for people because it's lower elsewhere. But I mean, there's a reason why I don't know if it's Walmart or someone else says like, we'll match whatever price you have, bring in, or other people say we'll match the promo that someone else has.
Yeah. No, Target will do that in store. Like if you go to Target and you see it even on Amazon for cheaper, they'll match that price for that product on the spot.
Okay. I mean, I feel like that's normal. That doesn't seem strange to me.
Discount Tire does it too.
Tire Discounters does it?
Discount Tire. I don't know.
Discount. Is it a different one? Okay. Yeah.
Or it might be American Tires where you're at, but same thing.
There's a Discount Tire. There's also a place here called Tire Discounter. So
got it. I think Spencer Stuper from Bloomberg will probably pick up something in regards to this. He's probably talking to a couple sellers.
Is it Spencer Stuper or Soper?
I don't know.
I think it's Soper. He's gonna write an article about you now.
Probably
it's gonna be a hit piece
because of all the millions of people watching this right now.
I told you 150. It's now up to 375. So.
Oh wow, that's quick. No, he texted me the other day and was like, "You got anything on Prime Day?" It's hard to dig stuff up after 10 years because it's kind of the same old stuff over and over again, which is true. And I think one other thing about Prime Day is, I had a brand ask me, is like, should we do something? I'm like, yes, we should always do something on Prime Day, whether it's just a Prime exclusive discount. And the reason being is most of the time, and I believe this is true for the past couple of years, is that when you go on to Amazon during Prime Day, the SERP on the search engine bar, the drop down, it's not just all departments, it's Prime Day deals automatically. So if people are searching for products and you don't have a deal of some sort, it won't show up.
I just wonder how many people are actually utilizing that, because I don't think I've ever seen Amazon say, 53% of people use the search engine results bar to filter.
No, yeah, like actually filtering on the bar.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I mean. So it's if they go on the 16th or 17th, and if they're looking for, I don't know, looking around plant, green plant. And it's not part of a Prime discount. Like, it won't show up. Only the green plants that are actually partaking in the discount will show up, or partaking in the event will show up.
Okay.
That's what I've seen in the past. That's what I've seen people complain about in the past as well, is making sure you put some kind of discount. It's kind of Amazon's forcing you to put that discount in.
Yeah. Well, I want to say that Amazon, it seemed like they did something a little different this year in going with the Megan Thee Stallion influencer side of things. And you saw that she wrote a song, right? Called Prime Day.
No.
Yeah. Here are my thoughts on it.
Not good.
I don't know.
I don't even know who you're referring to.
She's a rapper.
Oh.
She actually just won a lawsuit against Tory Lanez, who shot her in the foot. And now he's going to prison.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, there's an interesting story there, but she I don't know. It's not my thing. I felt like the song was not. I get what they're doing. I just think the song was not so great. But
You would think that for their 10th year anniversary, they would like do something really out
big.
there and big.
I feel like there might be more coming, and we just don't know it yet.
Yep.
So it's possible that more is out there, but I would say people are always anticipating what can we expect from Prime Day. And if you've never been through Prime Day before, it's really hard to say. It's really hard to say. But we know there's going to be increased traffic. If you're new on Amazon, I would highly recommend you lean into Prime Day. Offer the best deal you can. Do whatever you can to increase sales velocity. That's the goal. It's not profitability. So if you're trying to run something profitable on Prime Day on Amazon, if that's what you can do, then that's fine. But just don't. I wouldn't frame it from that way of, well, we have to be profitable on this thing, especially if you want to really get the best results. Beyond that, if you've been on Amazon for a while, maybe you don't need to offer a deal. I mean, I would always recommend doing something, even if it's $1 off coupon or doing a Prime Day deal. But I mean, I think people have, because of the increased cost of advertising, have said, you know what, I'm not gonna do much this year. I'm not gonna offer a steep discount. I just want to maximize my profitability, and that can still work.
Yeah, and I think there's multiple different ways of looking at it. So if you're like, hey, I went big last year, and this year you're more like, hey, I need to like make more money, more profitability, just going off of that. You can't compare apples to oranges. So you can't be like, oh, my sales were down versus last year. It's like, well,
yep.
The strategy wasn't the same. I've worked with some brands in the past where I'm like, yeah, like it's not as high, but what's the profitability look like? I bet you were way more profitable this year than the past year. And that was kind of the angle we were going for. So that's an important thing to look at when you're doing it. It's just, if it's the same strategy, then compare apples to apples. But if it's totally different, you can't compare it.
I think that's the same could be said for, I was just shutting down for a second. I think the same could be said for any strategy anywhere. If you go in and audit an account on Amazon and you're like, well, your ROAS is 2 and we can get it to a 4 or 5 to 1, whatever. First of all, how? Second of all, why is that ROAS the way that it is? Is that intentional? Is it not intentional? Does the brand know? So like it's all context, I think is what I'm trying to say. I could have just said that and this conversation would have been over sooner.
Yep.
Context matters. What's the biggest discount? Or let me say this. How does your family approach Prime Day? And if you say you're not an Amazon shopper, then we may have to end this early. It's okay if you don't lean into the deals. That's fine.
I think there's like a couple things that we were like, hey, we should get. And then I'm like, well, do we need it right away? And if the answer is no, then I usually wait for Prime Day.
Gotcha. Okay.
Same for the holidays. Like I want to get a garage door pad with a camera on it for the kids when they go in
Oh,
and out.
okay.
And like it's normally $100. It's on sale for 69. So I'm like, I'm just gonna wait for Prime Day and see if it goes a little bit lower, or if it stays 69, I'll just buy it as well. That's kind of my approach to it. Is what do I need to get, and can it wait? And like we're going camping this weekend, so we had to grab a couple things for camping.
Gotcha.
Um,
That couldn't wait.
that can't wait. So that's kind of my approach to it. Is what are the things I've been eyeing, and maybe check those out during Prime Day. What about yours?
I didn't buy anything last Prime Day, if that tells you anything.
Huh?
I you know what's funny is I am like start looking for something and then I buy it when I'm ready. So like I'll do research.
Yeah.
And there just wasn't, I don't think there's anything that I needed last year. So I didn't buy anything, but I will.
Good quote.
Yeah, it's a good quote. So I should have put like Breb or just like, passive aggressively.
Gosh, that is a perfect quote. I'm gonna trademark that.
Yeah. So I don't know if I'm going to be buying anything, but I can guarantee my wife is a chronic cart squatter.
Mm-hmm.
So she'll sit on stuff for like 6 months a year. And when it goes on a discount, you better believe she goes in and buys it. Like there was a cooler bag we had at the pool. We own an estate out in Northern California in wine country, and it's got like 15 pools. It's got 100 horses. We were just at the pool. I'm kidding.
Where's my invite?
It's in the mail.
Okay.
You can buy it on Prime Day. It's
really
50% off. 50% off. And I said, "Where'd you get that?" On Amazon. Yeah, it was like $10. It went on a deal. I held it in my cart for like, I don't know, 9 months or something. I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense. So I think that's part of the reason why a lot of people say if you're trying to, plan for Prime Day now, you're too late. I don't think that's totally true, but if you are just like waiting to advertise the day of or set things up and you don't have any momentum beforehand, you're missing out on all those people who are preparing. Like, oh, I like this item. I'm going to put it in my cart to see if it goes on a discount.
Yeah.
And then post Prime Day, let's talk about that. How would you tell brands to handle post Prime Day?
There's always what I like is how do you get the people that maybe missed out or wanted your deal and might not have it. So there's this one tactic that I posted on LinkedIn a little while ago, and I was talking to a brand about this, was the targeting them with, what was it? Oh man, why am I blanking right now? Brand tailored promotions for cart abandoners for that period of time. So essentially either give the same discount or slightly higher. So if you're doing 20% on like a PED or whatever, prime exclusive discount,
like a last chance thing, like get
like
it for 25. Okay.
Yeah. And a lot of the times when people have these items in the cart, like let's say they put your item in the cart during Prime Day and they didn't check out. And so a lot of the times on mobile, it will notify you if the price changes.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So they'll get that notification saying, hey, this item in your cart price changed, or this deal happened and you might be interested in it, kind of deal. So with brand tailored promotions, now you can exclude ASINs, so you can just target it to ones
specific items,
specific items, or maybe you can even do, because that way,
that's a nice feature ad, by the way. Instead of having to offer it across everything.
Yeah. So, that way, I think I saw something last year that was really cool. I forgot what it was. I think it had something to do with something similar, where it's like, hey, let's extend it a little bit, create a coupon, and try to get people, to buy more, kind of thing. I also think, I think those are the main ways. I'm kind of trailing off as well, but yeah.
Okay. So I love that you can select different SKUs with brand tailored promotions. You can also, if you are running DSP, DSP is not for everybody. Although I did see a tweet, or is it called an X now? I saw an X on
From Dirk
on X this morning from John Durkitz that said, if there was a newsletter that said DSP is the thing that's causing you to miss out on Amazon. Like that's what's next level. And he just said, if an agency says that to you, run and head for the hills, because DSP is not for everyone. There was a bunch of people that are like, yeah, it's a great way to light cash on fire. And I think there's nuance to that, but DSP is not for everyone, but it can be a really powerful tool. It also depends upon how you measure it. And I think the pullback for me is like very big brands build awareness. Big CPG companies, Johnson & Johnson, P&G, SC Johnson, all those big companies, they build awareness, and that's how they built brands.
Yep.
If you're not going to get to that point, you don't need to build awareness, then using DSP for building awareness doesn't make a lot of sense. You can get really more precise from a retargeting perspective, but if you're a smaller brand, you can use sponsored display. You don't have to light cash on fire with DSP if that's the direction you go. I just also think there's a lot of people who put out info. I think John's point was sage. Other people came in and said, yeah, it's just a waste of money. I've heard agencies say sponsored display and sponsored brands, you can burn a lot of cash if you don't know what you're doing. And it's like, well, yeah, but you could do that with sponsored products. And what if you knew what you were doing, or you worked with someone who knew what you were doing? So long story short, you can use DSP to retarget people that have stuff in their cart only. That would be another way to get them back in. The other thing is, like, I think that makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about going deeper discount, but you've already likely paid for an advertisement or something to get someone in the cart. Why not go for it? Like, why not get them to convert? It's going to help from a sales velocity perspective, and you can get an additional lift afterwards. If maybe, it's a way to, I think, recuperate your loss if you didn't get the sale, essentially. But you've already paid for, essentially, I feel like, from an ads perspective, to get them in the cart. So you might as well recoup that cost.
Yep. And I believe, what is it? It's usually the first day is usually the strongest than the second day. Brad hasn't received Michael's invite to his palatial
estate. I don't know who Brett is, but
I don't know who Brett is either.
That's been up for a while. It took you a little bit of time.
It did.
So yeah, I think it's worth it to do.
Absolutely. And the secret sauce for selling on Amazon.
Like that. I'm just the asshole friend that's like, yeah, I don't know what you're John, whatever.
Yeah.
It's James.
The secret sauce. Now get ready. Now
okay.
This is it.
Hold on. I think I may have a sound effect. Let me find something. I'm gonna get something.
Okay.
All right, here we go. Some stupid indie rock thing. Go. I'm listening.
Secret sauce. Ready?
Yep. We're gonna make it rain.
It depends. That's it. That was the secret sauce. It depends.
Oh, okay.
It's like everything on Amazon. It depends. Like one marketing lever might not work for one brand as it does another one.
Just try stuff. Like that is what is the crazy. I feel like you and I both relate to this, but there are so many people that pose themselves as the smartest and the best. I feel like I'm an intelligent individual, but I think the thing that gives me over 99% of people an advantage is I'm willing to test and experiment with stuff with information. So it's an educated guess, but let's test it and see how it goes. If it works, great. If it doesn't work, okay, at least now we know.
Yep. That's it.
So as we prepare for Prime Day, what is your target?
My target for what?
Just Prime Day. What's your sales target?
If my brands can exceed what they did last year, that's really it. And a lot of that I think has to do with just visibility leading up to it. So if you're just, if you're already cranking this year and you're up year over year, I think it's gonna happen automatically, um, with strategic strategies put in place. And sometimes it's as simple as just having your budget set. If you have strict budgets, have day parting set for those times that work the best. Um, and really just rock it from there.
I feel like if you got a strict budget, my recommendation would not be day part. This is going to seem counterintuitive, but decrease your bids so your budget can last longer. You may not get the best placement, but decrease your bids, or just be really specific about, if you want top of search placements during a time period, increase your bid modifier. But that's also going to increase your bid too. So
yeah. I mean, that's really where the bread and butter is for me. It's
who's bread and butter?
Bread.
Oh, bread. Yeah.
And butter.
Yeah, I remember bread.
Yeah, good old bread.
Yeah, bread hasn't received that invite. So as we close out today, if someone is like, "Oh man, I haven't done anything for Prime Day," let's just give them one thing. What is one thing that they could do right now that would help them to be ready for Prime Day? Do you like how I did baby talk, like Andy on The Office?
Obviously, you got to check bids, check budgets. Amazon's going to push you to do Prime Day bids if you're at that kind of level.
It's the default suggested bid right now.
It is. So I would be wary of that. Every time, just backtrack a little bit. Every time you set up a new campaign and there's suggested bids, if you do their suggested bids and then if you go back into that campaign and look at the bids that you set based on that, and the new suggested bids, usually the suggested bids are extremely lower. So always keep that in mind.
you like what I put at the bottom?
Check advertising bibs. Yes.
Wait, say that again. What are you saying that Amazon?
So Amazon always does this. I've always seen it. So if you just create a campaign.
Oh, initially?
Initially, like just a new campaign in the advertising console.
And then you go back inside the.
And you just click on suggested bids. You're like, cool, yeah, I'll just do the suggested bids. And if you go back in, like after you create it, after like 30 minutes, hour or so, those bids that you clicked on are usually higher than the suggested bids that are, again, right within the console, within the ad group.
You're saying that you see them higher in the initial piece than in the second one?
Always.
That's funny. I've seen the opposite.
Oh,
it
really?
Starts at like 58 cents, and then I go back 2 days later, and it's like $3.75, and I'm like,
it's just, I always see the opposite. I don't know why, but it's just, don't set it and forget it. I guess that's what it comes down to. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it is your way, and maybe I just have it completely backwards, which is totally possible.
I think it's probably both. I mean, it
could be.
Again, it depends. Context.
Yeah, but don't set it and forget it. Don't blow through your budget. And it's not just advertising too. Make sure you're retail ready. Make sure your listings look good. Make sure everything's solid. Your variations are good. I was on a chat with someone at Packview yesterday, and we were talking about how everyone's focused on advertising and retail. Product pages, the catalog. It's great. Like, people aren't focusing on that as much, and it's a very important piece. Advertising is super sexy in the space right now.
It's very sexy. It's fun. I enjoy it, but it's an easy thing to talk about. Whereas the catalog back-end stuff is as necessary, just not as fun.
I like it.
Unless you are Brett Bohannon.
I like problem solving, so it's fun for me.
Well, there's a need for that. My one suggestion to people would be just be potentially updating some of the creative that you're doing on like your store page or sponsored brands. Like there's time to get custom images out and that are going to be reflective of what of the ads that you want to run. So just there's time to do that. But if you're not running a deal, run a $1 off coupon. Like you can go back and look at how much was redeemed, or run a sale price or something, and then just compare to, last week, and then compare to last year, and then compare to the year before that, and see how it goes.
Yep, it's perfect.
Well, this has been another edition of Brev and Mark talk about Amazon. What's your sign-off word for the day? If you can give people one word, what is it?
It depends.
That's 2 words.
That's 2. Yeah, that's fine. 2 words are good.
That's not what I said. I said one word.
Well, I'm extending it to 2.
Like Prime Day. Mine would be paciencia.
Patience?
Yeah.
Oh. What is that, Italian?
What's that?
Is that Italian?
No, that's Spanish.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't know, man. I don't know if patience is really what I would say. That just came to mind. But I would say
don't freak out.
Just experiment.
Yeah.
Be willing to test and try and dupe and dedupe and poop diddy poop. That was really good, right?
Yeah.
All right. Well, now that we're up to 475,642.75 people,
nice.
We're going to call it for the day. We're going to put this content up online, people. It's going to get chopped up and it's going to get put into your social media feed. So engage with it. We'll see what happens. We'll see if Brett hits that $1 million mark he set for himself. And this has been another episode of Amazon Ama. Good day, my friends.